In a world built on luxury, power, and the illusion of perfection, there exists a place where every smile is carefully rehearsed, every gesture is calculated, and every emotion is hidden behind layers of etiquette and elegance. This is King Hotel, a palace of glass and gold, where the richest families come to show their status, and where ordinary workers struggle silently to survive. But behind the shining floors and the flawless uniforms, there are stories no guest ever sees. Stories of ambition, stories of betrayal, stories of dreams that rise and collapse in a single breath. And at the center of it all, two souls from two opposite worlds are about to collide. Gu, the heir of the King Group, a man raised inside walls of wealth, a man who lost his childhood to silence, a man who learned that people smile the most when they are hiding something. He hates lies, he hates masks, and he despises the fake smile the world keeps demanding from him. And then there is Cheon Sarang, a girl who grew up with nothing except a heart made of hope, a girl who believed that kindness could change the world. A girl who turned her pain into strength, her hard days into motivation, and her smile into a shield she never lets fall. She dreams of working in King Hotel while he dreams of escaping it. She believes a smile can heal. He believes a smile can lie. Two different hearts, two different battles, two lives heading in completely different directions, until destiny forces them into the same hallway on a day no one will ever forget. This is the story of how a cold heart began to melt, how a warm soul learned her own worth, and how love found its way through the cracks of a world built on perfection. Welcome to King the Land. In a city filled with glittering skyscrapers, luxury brands, and people fighting every day to survive or to shine, one building stands above them all. King Hotel, a place where wealth is displayed like art, where hierarchy is everything, and where one wrong smile can cost you your job. Inside this world, two people are living completely opposite lives, but walking slowly toward each other without knowing it. The childhood that built a cold heart. Guwon's story begins long before he ever becomes the cold, expressionless heir the world knows. He was once a little boy who adored his mother, a gentle woman who always held his hand, told him bedtime stories, and kissed him goodnight even when he pretended he was too old for kisses. One morning, she simply disappears. No explanation, no goodbye, no closure, and nobody in the family is allowed to mention her name again. This is the moment that freezes Guwon's heart. From that day on, he stops smiling, he stops trusting, he stops hoping, because the people who were supposed to protect him destroyed him instead. He grows up surrounded by wealth, servants, private tutors, but not a single person he can call family. His father is powerful but cold. His older half-sister Hwaran is manipulative and jealous, always reminding him he is less than her. Every gesture in the household has a hidden motive. Every compliment hides a blade. Guwon learns very early, fake people smile the most, and he grows to hate smiles, especially the fake ones. The girl who chose hope over pain. On the opposite side of the city, a young girl named Cheon Sarang wakes up in a tiny home with creaky doors, one bathroom for the whole family, and a dream bigger than the room she lives in. Her childhood is not easy. Her father works long hours, her mother juggles everything, and Sarang grows up understanding responsibility too early. But unlike Guwon, she chooses warmth. Her mother always tells her, "Your smile is your strength. Don't ever lose it." So she trains herself to smile even on days she wants to cry, because her dream is clear. One day she wants to work at King Hotel, not for money but because it represents beauty, elegance, and happiness. Every time her parents take her downtown, she stops in front of the hotel, staring up at the golden doors like a little girl looking at a castle. The first steps toward King Hotel. Years later, Sarang becomes a young woman with determination sharper than diamonds. She studies hospitality, customer care, languages, anything that helps her reach her dream. Finally, she gets accepted as a staff member at King Hotel. The moment she puts on the uniform, she feels unstoppable. But she quickly learns something. King Hotel doesn't run on kindness, it runs on status, politics, and pressure. Senior employees constantly test her. Guests yell at her even when she did nothing wrong. Her smile must always be perfect. Her posture must always be elegant. One mistake can ruin her career forever, but she keeps going step by step. And eventually her hard work pays off. She gets transferred to the VVIP floor, the most elite zone of the entire hotel. Only the best workers get there. She is proud. Her friends are proud. Her family cries from joy. She doesn't know it yet, but the person who will change her entire life is about to walk into this hotel. The return of the lost heir. After years abroad, Gu Wan returns to Korea. The hotel staff had heard rumors. The heir is coming. He is cold and rude. He fired 3 managers. Don't smile at him or he'll glare at you. And they aren't wrong. Gu Wan steps into King Hotel like a storm tall, elegant, handsome, but with eyes that look like winter. The employees freeze, managers panic. No one knows how to greet him correctly, except Sarang, because she treats every guest the same with warmth and sincerity. She steps forward, bows gently, and gives him her best smile. He stares at her annoyed and says coldly, "Don't smile at me." She blinks, confused, embarrassed, thinking she did something wrong. Everyone around her holds their breath. Gu Wan walks past her without another word. Their first interaction lasts less than 10 seconds, but it marks the beginning of their destiny. The disaster of their first day. Gu Wan is immediately thrown into meetings, company politics, and fights with his sister Hua Ran. He hates everything about the hotel, the artificial culture, the fake kindness, the soulless smiles. Sarang, meanwhile, tries to forget the awkward moment, but Gu Wan keeps appearing everywhere she goes. She tries to help him with directions, he ignores her. She tries to explain hotel procedures, he rejects her. She tries to resolve a conflict with a guest for him, he thinks she's pretending like everyone else. Everything she does annoys him. Everything he does confuses her. But something strange happens. Gu Wan finds himself observing her. Her smile is different. Her behavior is different. Her eyes are real, not trained. For a man who hates fake people, this is the first person he cannot categorize. And for Sarang, this is the first man who completely destroys her confidence, but also awakens something she can't explain. 2 people with opposite energies. 2 worlds built from pain and hope. And yet destiny has only started putting them together. After their awkward and unforgettable first meeting, the atmosphere inside King Hotel begins to shift in subtle ways that neither Gu Wan nor Sarang fully understands. They go back to their duties, trying to pretend nothing happened, but destiny doesn't let go so easily. The heir who doesn't belong, Gu Wan, his first official day inside the King Group office is a disaster waiting to happen. Executives gather around him with forced respect. Every handshake hides an agenda. Every statement is polished, empty, and designed to influence him. They speak in formal language, offering compliments he didn't ask for, opinions he didn't believe. and advice he didn't need. Gu Wan, raised in a world of lies, recognizes every single one of them. He sits at the head of the meeting table, emotionless, while managers show him colorful charts, empty strategies, and fake enthusiasm. He listens for a few minutes, then says calmly, "Stop pretending. Show me something real." The room freezes. Executives lower their eyes, embarrassed and offended. Nobody has ever spoken to them like that, and nobody ever expected the heir to be this direct. But behind that cold exterior, something is shifting. A voice in his head keeps replaying the image of one particular smile, the smile of the girl from the VVIP floor. A smile that felt genuine, a smile he hasn't seen in years. The worker who refuses to break. Meanwhile, Sarang continues her duties with perfection. Every morning, she arrives earlier than everyone else. She checks every detail of the VVIP rooms. Folded towels, scented diffusers, polished glasses, flawless bed corners, curtains arranged at perfect angles. She practices service phrases aloud. "Welcome to King Hotel. Is there anything I may assist you with? Your comfort is our priority. Behind the scenes, the hotel is a battlefield. Guests complain for the smallest reasons. Supervisors demand impossible standards. Co-workers gossip about promotions and favoritism. But Sarang stays focused, reminding herself of her childhood dream. She tells herself, "I must protect my smile, no matter what." Still, she cannot stop thinking about the embarrassing moment with the heir. Why did he react that way? Did she make a mistake? Is he always like that? She tries to shrug it off until destiny brings him back into her life, far quicker than she expects. The second collision, pure chaos. A wealthy foreign guest arrives for a grand VVIP stay. Everything must be perfect, but the guest is difficult, demanding, impatient, explosive. He insults the front desk team, threatens the manager, and demands immediate service. Sarang steps forward, calm and polite, trying to de-escalate the situation. Just as she begins her greeting, a deep voice suddenly cuts through the air. What is the problem here? It is him. Gu Wan. He walks toward the commotion with confidence and irritation. The staff scatter, unsure whether he is about to make things better or worse. Sarang bows politely, trying to explain the situation, but Gu Wan misinterprets everything. He thinks she's embarrassed. He thinks she's trying to impress him. He thinks this is another fake smile. He says sharply, "You didn't have to pretend in front of me." Sarang looks at him, confused. "Sir, I am not pretending. I am only doing my job." The words hit him harder than she expects. For a moment, something inside him cracks. Her sincerity is real. Her professionalism is real. Her smile is real. The foreign guest's anger explodes again, demanding compensation and threatening to sue the hotel. Gu Wan, fed up with the situation, steps forward in a way no one expects. He speaks with authority, shutting down the guest's unreasonable demands. He defends Sarang openly, saying, "Our staff have done nothing wrong. If you have a complaint, take it up with me." The entire staff is shocked. Sarang is speechless. No executive has ever defended a low-level employee like that. For the first time, she sees something human behind his icy exterior. And for the first time, he realizes why she unsettles him. She tells the truth. She works with sincerity. She behaves with kindness. Everything he lost as a child, she carries naturally. She carries naturally. She carries. The night of realization. Later that evening, Gu Wan walks through the quiet halls of the hotel alone. He observes the staff cleaning, organizing, and preparing for the next day. He stops when he sees Sarang at the end of the hallway, kneeling down to fix a damaged cartwheel. She thinks nobody is watching. Her smile fades. Her shoulders relax. She breathes out exhaustion and whispers to herself, "Just one more hour, you can do this." It shocks him. Her smile, the one that looked effortless, is actually the smile of someone who carries heavy weight but chooses to stay kind. For a moment, Gu-wan doesn't feel like an heir. He feels like a lonely man looking at someone stronger than him. He walks away before she notices him, but that image stays carved into his mind. The shift in their fates. The next morning, everything changes. Sarang tries to forget what happened. She bows to him politely, ready for another cold response. But Gu-wan hesitates. For a split second, his expression softens, something no one at the hotel has ever seen. He says quietly, "Good morning." She almost loses her breath, not because of the words, but because of the tone. It wasn't cold. It wasn't forced. It wasn't angry. It was human. And that tiny moment marks the beginning of their real story. Two opposite worlds, two opposite hearts slowly stepping closer. Not by chance, not by force, but because something about each of them is exactly what the other has been missing. This is only the beginning. The days that follow feel different inside King Hotel. Something invisible is shifting. Not loud, not dramatic, but real. And everything begins with one silent truth. Gu-wan is starting to change. Not openly, not completely, but enough for everyone to feel it. The employees whisper, "He greeted the staff today. He defended a worker yesterday. He didn't yell once this morning." Managers are confused. Executives are nervous. Guests can sense something is different, but no one knows the real reason. She does, or at least she suspects it. But Sarang, humble as always, keeps her head down, refusing to believe someone like him could change because of someone like her. She focuses on her work, unaware that she is slowly becoming the center of a silent storm inside the company. The sister who wants to own everything. Meanwhile, in the upper floors of King Group, a very different storm is forming. Gu Huaran, the powerful, intimidating older sister, watches everything from above. She sees the changes in Gu-wan. She sees the shift in employee behavior. She hears the rumors of him getting close to a mere staff worker, and she hates it. Huaran has built her entire life on control. Controlling the staff, controlling the board, controlling the company image, controlling her father as favor, controlling every single department. But there is one thing she cannot control: her brother's heart. And the more Gu-wan changes, the more she feels her empire slipping through her fingers. In a private meeting room surrounded by glass walls and darkness, she tells her assistant, "Keep an eye on him, and keep an eye on the girl." The assistant bows, knowing exactly what this means. A silent war has begun, and Sarang, without knowing, is standing right in the center. The battle of ideas. Gu-wan begins taking his role seriously, not because he wants power, but because he wants to change the hotel into something real. He proposes fair treatment for staff, better working conditions, new guest experience, programs transparency in management, reduced exploitation, more genuine customer service. His ideas are fresh, surprising, and dangerous. The board, controlled secretly by Huaran, opposes everything. In one heated meeting, an executive says, "The hotel functions perfectly as it is. We do not need emotional reforms." Gu-wan replies, "Perfection that hurts employees is not perfection." The room freezes. Some executives secretly admire him, but most fear Huaran's reaction, and she reacts exactly as expected. She slams her hand on the table, leans forward and says with a cold smile, "You have no authority here." But Gu Wan surprises her. He stands up calmly and says, "I didn't need authority to be right. It is the first time anyone has challenged her directly and survived." The boardroom becomes a battlefield of ego, pride, and ambition. And every time Gu Wan walks out exhausted, every time he thinks about giving up, one face pops into his mind. Sarang. Her sincerity becomes his anchor. Her warmth becomes his strength. Her resilience becomes his inspiration. Sarang, as growing shadow on the VVIP floor, things are not any calmer. Sarang begins to attract attention, good and bad. Guests love her. Co-workers respect her. Supervisors praise her. But jealousy grows. Some employees whisper behind her back, "She's becoming too popular. She gets special treatment. She's only moving up because she's close to the heir." None of that is true, but rumors are louder than truth. Still, Sarang keeps working with her usual humility, fixing issues, calming angry guests, helping new workers staying late to handle complaints, covering for others, cleaning up problems caused by lazy employees. She becomes the invisible hero of the hotel. But the attention she gains reaches the wrong person, Gu Huaran. The sister begins gathering information about Sarang's life, her background, her education, her salary, her friendships, her weaknesses, all because she senses one thing. Sarang is the key to changing Gu Wan, and she will not allow that. The night everyone remembers a major VIP event is scheduled a charity gala attended by politicians, celebrities, and global CEOs. Everything must be perfect. Sarang is assigned to the event. She works without rest, adjusting decorations, checking food, assisting guests. Gu Wan, forced to attend as the heir, walks through the ballroom wearing a tailored black suit. His expression is cold, but his eyes search for someone. And he finds her. Sarang stands near the entrance, greeting guests with a smile that lights up the entire room. For a moment, Gu Wan forgets where he is. He forgets the politics. He forgets the responsibilities. He forgets the cameras. He only sees her. Their eyes meet. Sarang looks away, embarrassed. Gu Wan quickly adjusts his tie, pretending he wasn't staring. But their moment is broken when a rude VIP insults Sarang publicly, complaining about nothing, belittling her in front of others. The entire room watches. Sarang bows, apologizing politely even though she did nothing wrong. Before she can finish her sentence, a voice interrupts. "That's enough." Gu Wan steps between Sarang and the guest, shielding her with his body. The room gasps. He doesn't shout. He doesn't panic. He simply looks the VIP in the eyes and says, "If you disrespect my staff again, you will leave." It is the boldest move anyone has made in front of the most influential people in the country, and suddenly everyone realizes something. The heir has changed, and the reason is standing right behind him. The seed of something real. After the event, Gu Wan finds Sarang in a quiet hallway, exhausted and shaken. He hesitates, then says in a soft voice she has never heard from him, "Are you all right?" She whispers yes, but her voice trembles. For the first time, he sees behind her smile the exhaustion, the pressure, the weight she carries. He wants to say more, to comfort her, to protect her, to tell her she doesn't have to smile when she's hurting. But he simply stands there, silently, because he doesn't know how to express feelings he has never felt before. Sarang bows and thanks him for defending her. Gu Wan looks away, embarrassed, and mutters, "I didn't do it for the hotel." He stops himself, realizing he said too much. Sarang doesn't ask for an explanation, but she feels something shift inside her chest. Something warm, something dangerous, something she didn't expect. Two worlds, two wounds, two lonely hearts slowly begin to recognize each other. And so after battles of pride, storms of jealousy, and moments of heartbreaking silence, the world inside King Hotel finally breathes again. Two people who began as strangers, one hiding behind a cold mask and the other hiding behind a warm smile, slowly found their way toward each other. Gu Wan, the heir who once hated smiles, learned how to create one of his own, not because the world demanded it, but because Sa Rang taught him what a real smile feels like. And Sa Rang, the girl who believed kindness was her only strength, learned that she deserved to be loved, protected, and cherished not for how well she served others, but for who she truly is. Their journey wasn't easy. They faced rumors, humiliation, power struggles, and a family empire built on lies and control. But in the end, love didn't appear suddenly. It wasn't born from perfection. It grew through sincerity, through trust, through small moments where their hearts recognized each other's pain. In a world that rewards masks, they chose honesty. In a hotel built on fake smiles, they chose the one smile that was real. And as their hands finally meet without fear, as their hearts beat without hesitation, the message becomes clear. Sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin in the most unexpected places. Sometimes the person meant for you is standing in front of you long before you realize it. And sometimes healing doesn't come from fighting alone, but from finding someone who understands your silence. This was the full story of how a cold air melted, how a warm soul shined brighter, and how two opposite worlds became one. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next recap. In the